Focusing on what's working isn't a passive exercise. It demands active recognition. But it's not just about sunshine and rainbows. Acknowledging our strengths doesn't eliminate our weaknesses. Instead, it's cultivating an intentional lens of gratitude, because what we appreciate appreciates. This week's question is, where are the bright spots in my life? I started thinking about all of the good things, and every time I thought of something good, my inner critic Urkel shifted to think about an area of my life that I could make better. I interrupted the thought to shift back to something that was working, and then again, my mind shuffled to another area of my life that I wanted to make better. So I took a break. When I came back to the question, I came back with more curiosity than the last time. Are bright spots things that are going well? Should I be thinking about all of the good things in my life? If I did that, would that really be a bright spot? Thankfully, God has given me no shortage of things to be grateful for and be happy about. So I went to Bard and ChatGPT and asked both AI tools, what is a bright spot? And what differentiates a bright spot from something that is going well in our lives? First, I got two definitions, the literal meaning and the figurative meaning. The literal definition of a bright spot is any area that's significantly brighter than its surroundings, like a spotlight on a stage or a star in the night sky. The figurative meaning is something good that happens in a difficult situation. For example, finding a job after a long period of unemployment or achieving a major goal. It represents hope and optimism in the midst of challenges. So already I realized my initial reflection on this question was directionally sound, but not exactly what I thought the question meant. Then my what's the difference question confirmed what I just came to know. The notion of something going well in our lives is a broader and more general statement. It suggests that overall there are positive aspects or developments in one's life. This could include various areas such as relationships, career, personal achievements, or health. It doesn't necessarily highlight a specific contrast with challenging circumstances. Instead, it signifies a general sense of positivity, whereas a bright spot often implies a specific, noticeable, and potentially small positive element within a larger context that may be challenging or negative. It's like a point of light or positivity that stands out in the difficulties. It turns out my inner critic had a role after all. I needed to identify the areas of my life where I felt like I was having challenges and then look for the small glimmer of positivity in the broader context. I had three, because I'm an overachiever even when it's challenging. The first one that came to mind was my friendships. As I've gotten older and busier at work and at home, I found it so much harder to develop and sustain deep, meaningful, authentic relationships. Most of the time, I'm the barrier. I don't prioritize it. And when I look at what I'd have to sacrifice to build it, I just don't want to make the sacrifice. The bright spot for me has been a couple of mastermind groups that I'm in where I see those friendships starting to form. The second one was at work. The first half of last year was a tougher year because our leadership team was functioning as individual high achievers. Things got much better the second half of the year, but we're still not where we want to be. Schools are relying on our team to provide them with supplemental support, and we have not been able to keep up with the hiring need the first 5 months of this school year. The bright spot is that we know exactly where we had our missteps to start the year, and we've been making headway at closing the gap. I'm fairly confident that what we learned in the last few months about our biggest constraint will make it a non-issue for next school year. The last one was with my siblings. This is probably more self-induced than anything else, but I'm one of 7, and I want to be friends with all of them. I don't know if it's mutual, but I'd like to think so. In the few moments I have sometimes, I don't pick up the phone and call. I just freeze up. If you've ever been at a diner, the menu is just overwhelming. I kind of feel the same way. Which one do I call? By the time I run through it all in my head, I've wasted a ton of time. Then I deal with the issue of what if I call and they don't answer? I know I'm going to be busy later, so if they call back, I might not be available. Then I have to put it on my list of things to do or circle back to it. Then something that was supposed to be so easy just got made that much more complicated. So I don't make the phone call. I know you're probably listening to this and saying, just pick up the damn phone. If any of my siblings are watching this, now you know why I don't call more. But it's not all doom and gloom. I have one sibling that I call and don't feel that same pressure with. I'm not completely out of touch, and I know there's hope for the others too. If nothing else, Sharing my reflection out loud for this week has helped me think about how to water the bright spots in my life and be grateful for their existence. Thank you to the over 4,200 members who continue to accelerate their learning with me. I'm grateful to be on this journey with you all. Get after it.